Welcome to Highway Herald, your roadmap to the latest in auto. Let's dive into the current state of General Motors and its electric vehicle ambitions. With GM's EV sales targets plummeting and dealerships refusing to sell electric cars, it's pretty clear that General Motors is in full-blown panic mode over their electric vehicle sales. Mary Barra and her team have a history of making controversial decisions, but this situation is on a whole new level. GM's EV revolution is hitting major roadblocks. They can't seem to sell EVs anymore, and their CEO is panicking. Here are 8 clear indicators of GM's EV struggles. Indicator number 8. Supply chain turmoil. The semiconductor shortage and rising material costs. General Motors, like many automakers, faces severe supply chain issues impacting their EV production. A major challenge is the global semiconductor shortage, crucial for EV's electronic systems, which began during the COVID-19 pandemic and shows no sign of easing. Industry analysts predict it could persist well into 2024 and beyond, forcing GM to prioritize higher-margin vehicles over affordable EVs, leading to fewer options and longer wait times for potential buyers. Additionally, rising costs of raw materials for EV batteries, like lithium, cobalt, and nickel, have increased vehicle prices, deterring budget-conscious consumers. GM is exploring alternative strategies, such as onshoring production and securing long-term supply contracts, but these measures take time to implement. Meanwhile, GM's EV ambitions remain hampered by ongoing supply chain challenges, affecting their sales targets. Indicator number 7, dealership hesitation, resisting the shift to EVs. Like other automakers, GM faces trouble with its dealer network, as many dealers are hesitant to sell EVs. The market slowdown, Tesla's price war, and general lack of interest make EVs tough to sell, leaving dealers without markups. Additionally, convincing regular customers to switch to EVs requires more effort, but the commission for salespeople remains unchanged. Specific requirements for EV sales also pose a problem, as dealers must invest significantly to become eligible to sell electric cars. In these uncertain times, many are unwilling to make such investments. For example, Buick lost half of its dealers when the company tried to mandate EV sales. Indicator number 6, embracing hybrids, rethinking GM's approach. GM once focused on advanced hybrid technology, but then shifted entirely to fully electric vehicles, which proved to be a misstep. The transition to EVs is long and challenging, needing to be gradual. Current EVs often fail to meet customer expectations in range, battery tech, performance, and quality. Additionally, they remain too expensive for the average buyer, who prefers hybrids that are cheaper, more reliable, and practical. As EV growth slows, hybrids are growing by 70% year over year. Companies like Toyota profit greatly from hybrids, and GM aims to do the same to offset its EV losses. GM still produces some hybrids, mainly in China, and plans to introduce plug-in hybrid versions of existing models, like the Chevy Equinox, in North America. Before we delve deeper, we'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to Highway Herald. Your support fuels our passion to create more content like this. Now let's explore indicator number 5. Challenges with Ultium batteries. High hopes, mixed results. GM heavily invested in electrification, banking on their advanced Ultium battery technology's promise of enhanced architecture, impressive capacity, and fast charging rates. However, initial optimism faded as real-world issues emerged, highlighted in reviews from publications like Edmunds and Inside EVs testing the Chevy Blazer EV. Problems included over 20 diagnostic errors within 2 months, necessitating lengthy dealership repairs. Common issues such as software glitches, especially infotainment failures, and unreliable charging attempts were widespread. Similar setbacks were reported by Cadillac Lyriq and GMC Hummer owners, exposing subpar software engineering across Ultium-based vehicles. To address these issues, GM implemented numerous updates, sacrificing previously available features for improved functionality. Today, updated GM EVs lack support for third-party connectivity features like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. GM defends this decision, asserting the superiority of their in-house system while downplaying customer reliance on external connectivity tools. Indicator number 4. Far from mainstream adoption. GM's EV strategy has been fraught with missteps, characterized by neglecting mainstream customers in favor of targeting early adopters with premium EVs for higher profits. This approach led to the Chevy Bolt EV being discontinued without a successor, as GM focused on costly models and elevated its offerings into the premium category, straying from its traditional mainstream and economy segments. This strategic mismanagement left GM without a viable mass-market EV in sight. The absence of a successor to the Bolt underscores GM's belated realization of the decision's magnitude. It will take considerable time for Chevy and other GM brands to establish a sustainable business model. The move towards premium-priced Chevrolets and six-figure Cadillac EVs appears misguided, reflecting the chaotic nature of GM's recent strategic decisions. Indicator number 3, slashed production goals. GM was an early adopter among legacy car makers in embracing the electric revolution, placing strong faith in its Ultium battery technology and electrification's broader success. Initially, GM set ambitious sales targets, aiming for 1 million EV sales in a few years, and later adjusting to 400,000 units by 2025. However, these targets lacked foundation and were optimistic amid a cooling market that tempered even the most fervent EV enthusiasts' expectations. The discontinuation of the Chevrolet Bolt, despite its past status as GM's bestseller, highlighted the company's reliance on Ultium technology without clear progress toward meeting set targets. Recent records show GM sold just 9,500 EVs in May, prompting another adjustment in goals to between 200,000 and 250,000 EVs this year. This revised target still exceeds realistic expectations, given significant slowdowns in EV market growth. Experts doubt EVs will reach 10% market penetration by year-end, underscoring the challenges GM faces in meeting its revised sales projections. Indicator number 2, partnering with Costco. Enhancing GM's EV strategy. GM's partnership with Costco to boost interest in electric cars highlights challenges facing the automaker. Costco's Auto program, which facilitates 500,000 vehicle sales annually, now includes mass-market models like the all-electric Equinox and Blazer, reflecting GM's push to engage mainstream buyers after discontinuing the Bolt EV. Costco Auto acts as a facilitator for franchised dealers and automakers, offering member benefits such as special pricing through discounts and incentives. About 3% of U.S. car sales are facilitated by Costco, appealing mainly to older, affluent suburban and urban households. GM views Costco's clientele as a potential market for EVs, distinct from their younger urban early adopters. However, the effectiveness of this strategy in reaching and converting this demographic remains uncertain. Indicator number 1, consumer trust issues, building confidence in GM's EVs. GM faces a significant trust deficit among consumers in its quest to lead the EV market. Recalls and quality issues like the Chevrolet Bolt EV's fire risks have damaged GM's reputation and made potential buyers wary of its EVs. Negative experiences with Ultium battery technology, including reliability issues and software glitches, have further eroded trust. Despite initiatives such as extended warranties and improved customer service, changing public perception remains slow. Tesla's strong brand loyalty and competitors like Ford and Rivian's advancements highlight the competitive challenge. Rebuilding consumer trust will be crucial for GM's EV success, requiring consistent quality improvements and exceeding customer expectations. Until then, GM's trust deficit remains a significant hurdle. If you enjoyed this deep dive into GM's EV struggles, don't forget to subscribe to Highway Herald for the latest vehicle updates and upcoming videos. See you next time.